Today I want to give you the simplest, most effective, and blunt fat loss strategy ever. It's gonna be very on brand for me, meaning no bullshit. I just want you to refer back to this when the going gets tough and maybe you start doubting your progress. Number one, motherfucking walk. How much? Probably more than you are. Take the stairs, take an extra lap around the house, walk on your lunch break, walk before and after work. Don't ask me how fast or if a treadmill or elliptical counts. Ladies, it all counts. Use your feet to propel you somewhere. Doesn't matter how you do it, just do it. Just walk. Less think, more do. Less think, more do. That's gonna be a constant theme here, okay? If you don't have an app to track your steps, download one now from the App Store and focus on your weekly average. So for the first week, just let it run on autopilot, walk as much as you normally would. This is called establishing a baseline. Once you have your first 7-day average, simply make a little competition with yourself to add 100 to 200 steps to that weekly average per week. This means if you average 2,000 steps a day your first week, your goal for next week, 2,100. Doing it this way makes it super manageable and less overwhelming because adding 100 steps to a weekly average means adding a couple minutes of walking per day or taking the stairs one extra time per day. Can you all manage that? Easy, right? Don't make it complicated. Don't use an Excel sheet to plan your walks because life could give two shits about your plans and you just want to create a habit. So less think, more do. 15% or more of your calories burned every day comes from your activity outside of exercise. People focus so much on that hour of exercise when it's the other 23 where the fat loss is actually hiding. Number two, track your food as much as you can and focus only on your total calories and your protein. Now, notice I did not say perfectly track your food. Notice I did not say perfectly hit your macros. You inevitably are going to have some fucked up days of eating. That's life. We're not robots, we're not machines, we are humans. Humans are extremely imperfect beings. To expect perfection in anything is wild. You're not perfect parents. You're not perfect wives. You're not perfect in your careers. So why the hell would you even attempt to be perfect clients? It's crazy. We don't want perfection because perfection cannot be sustained. Perfection is miserable. This is why meal plans are complete and utter bullshit. Real life will never lend itself to a rigid, perfect way of eating. So if you really want to make progress, first do a deep exhale as we release the need to be perfect. So now that the pressure is off, the focus should be on simple and next step versus staircase mentality. So for your calorie goal, if we set you at 1,800, just throwing numbers out there, your goal is not 1,800. Your goal is 1,600 to 2,000. You will not explode into obesity if you overeat your calories one day. It doesn't work like that. You're an average of your caloric consumption. Your body at this moment reflects what you've been doing over the course of years. When you accept this, yet again, it's a reminder of how fucking dumb meal plans and 90-day transformation challenges are. Super cool to drop 30 pounds in 90 days, but that's the equivalent of using Spark Notes to pass the bar exam and then expecting to win your first case as an attorney when you didn't read any of the damn books. Ladies, the only way you'll keep these results is if you integrate habits that sustain the results. That's what you're here for. Detach from the outcome and instead cultivate the activities that make the outcome a byproduct. You're not here to lose 30 pounds. You're here to integrate the habits that keep you from gaining 30 pounds in the first place. Even though you ate like a newborn gecko Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday and averaged 800 calories, that Chick-fil-A and Panera bread you ate over the weekend wasn't satiating and you ate more than you realized and it brought that 800 calorie average up over 2,000. That's why the scale's not moving. That being said, you have a range of calories, ladies. We're giving you a large margin of wiggle room here. And if you walk enough, your step count goes up, the days where you fuck up and go over calories won't even matter. So rather than assign arbitrary points to food and confine you to a meal plan or rigid list of foods that guarantees you'll just gain the weight back after the program, all you need to do is average a range of your calorie goal, honestly track, get closer and closer to that protein goal over time, and eat nutrient-dense foods 60 to 70% of the time. That alone will get you down 25 to 50 pounds. Guaranteed. It seems so simple because you're inundated with bullshit online all day telling you seed oils are gonna kill you, you should delete carbs or sugar as if that's sustainable long term. As if a busy woman or mom can actually not eat carbs and expect the rest of the family or your partner to be on board and eat fucking gluten-free cauliflower pizza while everyone else lives in reality at the barbecue or work event. Number two was a lot. To summarize, average a range of your calorie goal. If you hit it on the money, awesome, cool. Just know you don't have to get insane results. And allowing yourself a range means you have so much less stress. And we all know what stress leads to with food. Which leads me to number three. Eat foods you love and don't cut foods you love out. That which you resist persists. Dumbass fitfluencers say, eat clean, you just gotta eat clean. Here's why I hate that, and immediately why it shows how uneducated on sustainable fat loss someone is. It's usually coming from a 20-year-old with no life experience, no kids, and a high metabolism. The same ones who tell you, oh, you just gotta work out when the baby's sleeping. Like, even I know as a dad that when he's sleeping, I'm rearranging my entire life from the destruction onslaught of him bringing every toy he has in the living room, putting them in my planners or in the sink or in the dishwasher, something sticky on the table, but I don't remember him getting in anything sticky, so I don't know what the fuck that is. I digress. Food only has the meaning we assign to it. When you label a food as bad, that leads to guilt and shame over eating that food, which leads to feeling a need to undo the bad food, which usually manifests as either undereating or over-exercising or both. That creates cravings when you undereat or over-exercise, which creates more stress, which can lead to more binging and feeling frustration, guilt, and shame all over again. At this point, you've blown out a tire on the interstate, you've gotten out of your car, you've slashed the other three. But it all started with labeling a food bad. So rather than saying clean and dirty and good and bad, remove the labels. It's just food. I understand this is hard when everybody around you is saying, oh, sugar's bad, eat low fat because fat is bad, avoid carbs, avoid gluten, avoid dairy. Doctors contradict each other on this stuff. Like, it's crazy, the amount of contradicting information on the internet. But you're here now, so put on the blinders. Here's what you have to remember. It's a rarity to be in control of your nutrition and body results. The norm in society now is being unhealthy, stressed about your body, and trying extreme shit in a panic-stricken state to try and see results. That's what's become normal. Think about your circle of friends. Who all really has it together with their eating and their body? Think about your family. How many of them have a handle on this? Exactly. So I ask you, if struggling with your weight, labeling a bunch of foods as bad, doing extreme panic diets to lose weight out of panic and anxiety about food, if that's normal, who the fuck wants to be normal? If everyone in the world is running toward a cliff and you're the only one running the other direction, they'll call you crazy. We're always exactly where we're supposed to be. You're here, so commit to this, all in. When you're tracking your food, if you've done decent on your protein for the day, you have 300 calories left, here in MOC, we're gonna say eat a damn cookie, eat some ice cream, enjoy that shit. Because guess what? If two identical women have a goal of weight loss and they eat the same amount of calories, but one fills those remaining calories with clean food, like a potato and an avocado, and you fill it with ice cream, you're both gonna get the exact same results with fat loss, but you're gonna be smiling and she's gonna be miserable from trying to eat perfectly perfect. And who do you think has way less chance of binging? The woman who's losing weight eating ice cream, or the one who's eating rigidly day in and day out? Let me blow your mind even more. If you do that every day, if you're able to do this, if you're able to eat foods you love and still get results every day and not feel stress, anxiety, your shit is fixed. That is great. If you understand your caloric intake to the point where you're eating enough protein, you're averaging a caloric range, and eating nutrient-dense food about 60-ish, 70-ish% of the time, roughly, you've cracked the code. Now weight loss is enjoyable. Take it to the bank. Everything I say is backed with dozens of studies proving carbs and fats mean fuck all when it comes to fat loss. Even if you're PCOS, menopause, diabetic, Hashimoto's, I don't care. We've transformed women with all of those conditions, some more than one of those conditions at once, in every stage of life, and they all ate an abundance of carbs and sugar. I know it's difficult coming from a background of eliminating carbs, but remember, that didn't work. Women's bodies need carbs, period. Now, you'll notice I haven't mentioned exercise yet. It's the least important in regards to weight loss, but very important when it comes to body composition. So I'm gonna briefly touch on it last, okay? Muscle tissue is the organ of longevity. The stronger you get, the more calories you burn at rest. Your body has to use more fuel to maintain that muscle tissue. The more calories you burn at rest, just functioning, living, breathing, right? The more calories you can eat and still progress with your body. It provides shape to your body, it makes you stronger, it makes you leaner, it keeps you from having to diet to see results. Just like everything else in life, you may suck at it when you start. In fact, you most likely will. Do it anyway. Start with 5-pound dumbbells. Get comfortable with those. Challenge yourself within the rep range prescribed in your training program. Always try to progressively challenge yourself more. Now, this is a big one to take home. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good enough. If all you have time for is 20 minutes, it's a hell of a lot better than doing nothing, and you can absolutely progress with that. Just progressively try to do more and more, whether it's lift heavy weight, more reps with the same weight, same as walking. Less think, more do. You'll learn as you go, but staying in indecision will keep you stuck. So you can sit there petrified of doing it wrong, or you can go ahead and do it wrong so you can do it right. Nobody cares about the time you did it wrong. All that being said, rarely will your internal progress with your body composition completely coincide the scale stuff, right? Like what's going on internally and what's happening visually, rarely ever does it coincide with scale loss. Meaning you can lose 3-6 inches in your waist, which is actually what you're here for, by the way, and not actually lose a damn thing on the scale, okay? So you gotta detach from the scale. All of your bodies are different. The amount of sheer weight loss required to manifest the visual change you wanna see varies from woman to woman. So instead, detach from that, make your metric instead getting stronger. If you're getting stronger, you're developing muscle and shape. When you develop muscle tissue, body fat decreases proportionally, and you'll burn more calories, roughly 100 calories per kilogram of muscle tissue gain. Imagine that. 100 calories burned per kilogram of muscle tissue gain. That is substantial. So even though you're shifting focus from weight loss to strength gaining, weight loss will be a byproduct of that.